Hello.
Hello.
What's happening?
Mm, it's cold outside.
It's 65 degrees here.
Wow. Well, we almost broke freezing today, but it's
Oh
still,
my God.
we're not quite up there yet.
Nah,
It hasn't
not
hit
for
a balmy 32 yet.
next week or two, right?
Maybe. I just keep looking out at the mess on the sidewalks, thinking, this is great. There's no street cleaning, so there's no alternate side of the street parking issue. So I don't have to go downstairs.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's fine with me. hmm hmm So I've been learning the soul-crushing world of keywords and having to, it's like Mad Libs trying to write a synopsis for a book for Kindle because you got to put all the keywords in there. So it's the opposite. You have all the words that you're supposed to use instead of the blank spaces, and you've got to build dialogue around the words that you have to whimsical, escape.
A propagandist.
I'm telling you, man, it teaches you how to be a propagandist, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's what I
Mhm.
asked for. Make you sound like everyone else, hitting all the high spots.
So
Right?
yeah, or just getting high. Um, that guy, he made a bunch of AI bands and then created a bunch of bots to give him millions of listens, and now his ass is in jail.
Yeah, creativity will get you thrown in jail. So,
Well, I mean, yeah, it's creative business, creative way to make money flow.
yeah. Well, Chase did the same thing, or J.P. Morgan, I can't remember.
Oh, well, no, he's
In the silver
special.
market, they crushed it by creative AI, you might say, creative algorithms. So that's the other A. Should be AAI, right? Or AIA.
Artificial
Open
intelligent algorithms.
AI. Yeah, that's all the market is algorithms trading with each other. And and you don't get to know which way they're going.
Na 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 na.
Yeah. So you can ask yourself, you can know everything in 3 million pages of Epstein documents, but you can't know the truth, right? And the last 20 years, they said there was nothing there, and now it's like, oh my God, there's something there.
Well,
And
yeah.
then they're going to beat you up with it because the intent of all of it is to create fear. Okay.
Or
So you're,
outrage.
huh?
Don't forget the outrage. There's outrage. They want to create the outrage because if it's
Oh,
not
well,
fear, it's outrage or both. And they can
yeah,
tag because cortisol,
yeah,
dopamine. I was right. Dopamine, cortisol. Let's kill them. Like, huh?
yeah, yeah. People have become fear hose.
Oh man,
I know
I'm
that's
the
harsh,
hero
but
of my own story. Ew,
yeah.
how horrible. What a
You know,
horrible.
the interesting thing, I gave a lecture to a group of psychiatrists one day. Imagine that.
How'd
Right?
that go for you?
Well, me and about 12 of them, I tried to explain the facts of life to them. And one of them came up, I said, okay, you're all psychiatrists or therapists. I said, if somebody experiences a deep trauma, like let's say a rape, how many times does that person have to repeat that experience
Talking
before,
about it to you.
yeah, before they're processed through the system, just the system? I'm talking years later. And one lady said, I know about that, about 35 to 45 times. And I said, you ever heard of positive reinforcement? You ever heard of negative reinforcement? Right? You ever heard of looping to where you can't get beyond that particular event?
So shrinks
And
do more harm than they do good most of
yeah,
the
and
time.
I said basically, so y'all are all facilitators of
Of
a fear state,
perpetuating the problem.
right? So what we have is like If you look across the internet, they want to tell you about JFK for the 10,000th time. They want to tell you about 2011. They want to tell you about not Epstein. What's that other Steen? Uh,
Weinstein, Harvey?
no, the little vaccination guy. What's
Oh,
his name?
oh, 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 Fauci?
Huh?
Fauci?
Yeah, Avi Loeb's
Fauci-Steen.
Avi Loeb's twin. But anyway, right? And so then they want to throw in 911 every once in a while. And then they throw in Trump's a bad boy. And then they throw in Bad Bunny's wearing a dress on the Super Bowl because, the spandex tights on all the men wasn't enough to get people excited. So I had to throw in something extra there.
I missed that one.
Yeah. And then all the people that everybody ooh and ah over found out are on the Epstein list. And so now we're all going, that's really bad.
Or I knew it.
Yeah. And the only people not on the Epstein list, as near as I can tell, is you and me.
I was just gonna say you and I aren't on there. Vanna
Yeah.
White ain't on there either.
I have never been invited to an island. How's that?
It's because we live on our own private island in our minds.
That's right. I live
My
on
own
a
island.
cloud.
In my cloud island in my little head place. My head movie.
Yeah, there was a song, Hey, you get off of my cloud,
That's
right?
right. Go away. Get off my cloud. Get off my phone. Um,
So
yeah.
anyway, 2 years from now, you will keep hearing the same repeated stories unless you decide to bail out, right? Check your, what do you call it, Netflix card or whatever the hell you're looking to on the internet and decide to actually do something for yourself as opposed to do something to somebody else, which you will never be able to do and never be able to bring to any kind of justice or resolution for somebody named Epstein or all his associates, which is all of Hollywood, all the politicians, all the authority figures in the world, because they're just boys having fun. So there you go.
You know, unfortunately, it's not harmless fun. If it were harmless fun,
Oh,
it would be better. But
I didn't say that. It's there was another song, We're on the Eve of Destruction. I love that one because that's the same thing. It's that fear state that everybody wants to go into. And what the hell happened to climate change? I mean, I'm sorry, global warming, right? You see how they changed the language and changed the people, and Al Gore went to Epstein's Island apparently. So, so if he's compromised that way, what the hell do you think he was telling you all those years ago and making all that money, right? And besides that, there's a castle in Scotland that they show a picture drawn 1,000 years ago. And guess what? The
what?
water level hasn't gone up 1 inch. Right? So much for all that, except that it is freezing in Florida right now, which is maybe
Yeah, that's a little weird. It's a little weird. I actually told my friend who moved from Saratoga Springs down to Florida specifically to avoid the cold. I said, and there you have it. Look at you.
yeah,
Karma, karma, karma. You
yeah.
moved down there. It follows you. You may as well loop right back on up here. Just come back.
At
Forget it.
least Saratoga's kind of pretty, you know.
Snow in Florida.
Yeah.
It's kind of like cheese on the moon. No, that's not like that. Um, so huh, Diane Warren, the songwriter,
Yeah.
apparently she was confused with Ghislaine Maxwell. They both have short black hair.
Yeah.
They really
Well,
look
there you
nothing
go.
alike, but
Yeah.
really? And the other Hollywood news, see, I'll go with sad. This makes me sad because she made me laugh so meowing hard.
Yeah.
Catherine O'Hara. Mm.
How many Ghislaines are there? Right?
Well, yeah. How many? Probably as many as there were Bidens or whatever. That
Oh
was
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
trippy, trippy tape you sent me there, you
Yeah.
know,
The replacements, they're all over the place,
the
right?
replicants,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. It's not just for a sci-fi movie. Replicant. Wasn't that one of those alien
No,
movies? Which,
they got jiggy with that a long time ago.
oh, it was Joe and the Volcano. I think that's what you were talking about the other
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you going to go? So at some point, you have to realize the farcical nature of the current media onslaught and decide that you're going to do something for yourself instead of participating in all that insanity, unless you want to become, let's see what to call this.
Special kind of insane.
Well, they call it divine acts of retribution. How's
Oh.
that?
Hmm. Aqua Kiefer. That's
And
what
and
Aqua Kiefer's
I
for.
don't think people are ready for that path, so we'll table that for a while. Because at some point, if you listen to all this, you have to realize there's absolutely nothing you can do about it that will make a change. And what Mr. What was his name? Avery Milton was my science teacher in ninth grade, eighth grade or ninth grade. You know what he said? What difference will it make 100 years from now,
Well,
Mr.
yeah.
Milton?
Yeah.
And the
I
answer is
thought
none.
none,
None,
none.
zero, zero, zero. But I can tell you within 2 years, you can change your life around. If you don't know how to do that, call me. Right?
Why don't people want to be bothered like understanding the psychology of anything? They just think that they can deal with thing like matter on matter
Yeah.
without understanding the psychology of how something works. You don't even have to figure out how something works technically, but the psychology of something.
Well,
Why,
here, what
why ask why?
happened when I dove off into that was in college, I took a course on logic. I took two courses. And the other thing I studied was symbolic logic,
Mm.
the uh, reduction of words and meaning into a simple equation. And if you take all that together with what's the other one? Symbolic logic. There's books called like Games People Play, Transactional Analysis. What do you say after you say hello? Eric Burns books. I mean, there's all this information where you start learning that communication is a weapon, right?
Yes, well, but see, I had this conversation with somebody today where just vocabulary has been so weaponized. And then
Yeah.
people weaponize it without consciously realizing that they're
Oh
even
yeah.
doing
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
even crazier.
Yeah.
Then I read something somewhere where we could take our whole talk and
Yeah.
I think is it play it backwards? And within that, we would say something weird that our subconscious says, like you would hear words
Oh
like
yeah. 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 It's called revealing information that needs to be revealed, not like the Epstein files. I know I bumped myself.
no, me too. This is what I was looking. I was like, what is that spot? It's because,
Yeah, I bang myself around, hurt myself.
listen, I've answered the phones and given myself a black. Hello?
Yeah,
Ow!
I, I I forget I'm not doing construction anymore, but I reach in and grab something, and of course, bang my hands on everything and get cuts and all that.
Well,
So,
I'll admit this today. I was walking like this and I was walking at a clip and I was walking into the kitchen and I forgot that I had the glass door was closed. I almost bounced.
yeah,
Which is what the
I
whole
have,
reason my mom installed that was because there was this swinging door, and she envisioned me barreling into the kitchen at 13 and my poor grandma trying to, and then, somebody breaking their nose. So she got this door. Man, people have bounced off of that. And you know exactly what door
oh
I'm
yeah, yeah. I've uh, I've had some embarrassing moments. I'll put it that way.
Oh. So are you familiar at all with I guess what they referred to as the new thinkers, new thought of the late, I guess 1800s, early Thomas Troward and Ernest Holmes and Ralph Waldo Emerson, all those guys. Have you read any Thomas
Um,
Troward at all?
a long time ago, right? Hume, yeah, all of them.
I'm
Um,
knee deep into the Edinburgh lectures, a series of lectures that Thomas Troward gave. They're fascinating. You know,
yeah,
I understand them at a much different level than I did when I first delved into it. You know, I was busy raising kids and trying to not be anxious and just all wound up, like beyond wound up, you know.
yeah. One of the things I told my daughter when she was in high school, she was learning debate.
Mm,
I said, go back and read any of the authors, like philosophy or anything else from pre 1920. And I said, read it out loud.
mm,
You will be like Calhoun, I think, was an orator from the South. There's all these people. And it's like if you read them out loud, you become oratorical in your language or in your delivery. And we don't have that anymore, right? We have people that say sound bites, but the ability to engage in a long, let's say, intellectual conversation has gone out the door, right?
mm.
It's
Yeah.
people just can't handle it. So, and thank God AI has come along to keep people from actually having to think anymore. So, you
It's
know,
awful. It's just awful. You remember how the joke, and maybe it wasn't a joke. They used to say, "Oh, how do you know we're not just all a bunch of brains in a jar getting probed, and none of this is even happening?"
yeah,
Well, honestly, they're turning us all to a bunch of brains in a human jar that don't do anything because AI is doing it all for us, and then it's faulty. I mean, the amount of times Siri and autocorrect and predictive whatever is wrong,
yeah, yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
just
and
think
then
about
they're
when they turn it off. At some point, it will get turned off. And when it does, people won't be able to communicate.
no,
They
but
won't,
that's good for you and I because then we'll have a job. Have to
yeah,
reteach
they
people
won't
how
be
to
able to find
communicate,
their
write
way or
cursive.
yeah, they won't be able to find their way forward. That's why I said anybody who wants to make a change, 2 years, I'm not Tony Robbins, but give me 2 years, I promise you, you'll be a different person and a better person, a healthier person, right?
Honestly, like all these people, Tony Robbins, all they teach, they have a different way of saying the same thing. It's the
Oh,
same
yeah.
lesson. There's an
Yeah.
absolute cause. We're everything matter and oh my gosh.
Yeah. What they're
It's
good
all
at is telling you what's wrong, right? And telling you what you
oh.
need to do with no reference to who you are or how you are as a
Right, the
student.
context. There's the context that
Yeah,
they're
there's no
missing.
context to it. I've said that. That's why, like, the work I do is to work on a person to be themselves, because then you have the ultimate context of who you are and where you want to go. You can come to a point of knowing where you want to go, right? Or what you want to do. And the world's changing so fast that like 5 years from now, you're going to see what I call enclaves show up. There's going to be places where you can go and more or less lead a modest life under a lot of control. And the rest of you are just going to be out in the wind because you're not part of the collective. And so that's what we see with all this information, all the internet and everything, is to collectively coerce people into a state of confusion. How's that for CCCCC today?
Yeah, you like that letter. You're
Yeah,
you're Mr. C.
yeah.
When Randy went to CCC to see the big old CCC, and then he talked about the CCC, and forever it was CCC.
Yeah. I like it as like what do we say? I don't believe you on all this stuff with Epstein and Trump, all of them. And the other one is I'm not going to do it. And that would have been really appropriate about 2020. I'm not going to do it because I caught all kinds of hell for saying I'm not going to do it, right? And a lot of people did it. And look at them now, heart attacks, brain fog, health issues,
I don't need
fertility.
that to make me any more brain. Like I already, like, can you imagine what I would be like had I done that to myself? I'd be
Yeah,
crazier than I am now for sure.
yeah, yeah. And that's why at this point in time and space, because of all the issues with the dropping population and fertility issues, I think it's time to bring back fertility rights. You know?
Is that like mineral rights?
Yeah, yeah. I think we could sell them. Well, I think they already sell them for that matter. What do they call them? Surrogates, right? But anyway, I think full moon fertility rights should be a thing. I think Japan and Russia should definitely call us so we could help increase their population and achieve prosperity that's quickly going away from them.
Well, but see, the thing I've been saying as soon as AI takes over and is doing everything, the three people that refuse to go there will be the people who are the highest paid people in their field. Because no one's going to remember how to draw. No one's going to remember how to think critically. No one's going to remember or the critical thinkers will be stoned to death by a group of marauding idiots who
Oh
just
yeah, yeah. We see
like
that already, right? So yeah, you owe it to you and your family and everybody else. We'll say philosophically the future to actually be the best you can be, like those military commercials, right?
be
Uh,
all that
yeah,
you can be.
yeah, yeah, be a man cupcake. Those kind of commercials, right? And if you're not a man and you're not a woman, then you don't need to call me. How's that?
Kermit the Frog's not calling you.
Yeah. Um, anyway, Native Americans had a great culture. They were divided into clans, which was information sets. They were divided into societies, which required social interaction and cooperation and things like that. And so, in any one tribe, you had these differentiated groups that all had to interact with each other, and the outcome of that was cooperation. There was advancements in technique. There was transference of knowledge on how to do things and what works best, and all that's gone, right?
Well,
We
people don't
teach
talk to
people,
each other and people don't tell stories and people don't communicate and take the
yeah,
story down the generations. People take stupid down the generation now.
yeah, yeah. They think about extinction level events. The extinction level events has occurred in skill sets. The
Well,
number of skill sets that like my grandparents or parents or I have are nowhere close in the current generations. Right? The last three behind me have continually lost skill sets. Um, all they can do is this. They've gained this one.
right, their thumbs are all going to fall off.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you know, I like working with my hands. So maybe I'm just a weirdo. I
No,
find ways of doing things. I save weird little things and then I repurpose them into other things, you know, like I would
that's
rather.
so creativity has an outlet and it's called the hands, right?
Right.
So,
Or visual art, your beautiful art. It's a way of communicating.
well, you
Look, it's a way of
still
communicating feelings,
They,
and
they say
maybe
it takes, I can't remember what high percentage of the brain to operate the thumb, the opposable thumb. And to be able to do all that gives you the greatest amount of skills that are out there because they involve having a hand in something, right? We used to call it hands on, but now it's hands off, right? That's
Yeah,
why we need fertilities rights.
right, exactly. Everybody wants to be hands off. Nobody wants to deal with it. No one wants to get their
Yeah,
hands dirty. No one wants to take a chance. I mean, I
yeah,
can't say no one. There are people around who do.
yeah,
They're kind of few and far between, though, it seems like, you know.
yeah. So anyway, uh, I guess the Grammys got on there, and everybody on there was on the Epstein list. So that just shows you what kind of people you're associating with.
Yeah, well, back to the Grammys and Diane Warren and Ghislaine Maxwell.
I love it. It's the Grammys. You have 500 people that are on the list, and then you have 11 million people that are in what do you call it? Entrained and I don't even know, engaged with the insanity of it. Like, why did you think that was more important that night than learning how to cook or learning how to do something that would benefit you now or in the future?
Or
See,
make
that's
your brain grow. I was sitting at the piano before. I could have been doing a million dumb things. I could have been doom scrolling. I sat my ass down at the piano and I was trying to figure out chords and trying
yeah,
to, right? Looking
yeah,
at the music, trying to make my brain remember how to read music because at one time I could, and it's in there somewhere. It's just
yeah.
a matter of like,
It's
putting a little grease in there and
yeah, making the brain function again, right? So,
allowing it to. People don't want to stop. It's almost like it's too much work. People would rather go break rocks than think.
oh yeah,
So
yeah,
strange.
and or they think so much that they can't break rocks, right?
I like thinking while I'm breaking the rocks because the
Hey,
rock breaking is meditative and then my mind can freely whatever as long as I don't hit myself
yeah.
in the face with the hammer or cat.
I laugh because in the 70s and 80s when I was doing a lot of big construction projects and people make fun of construction critters. That's what we called ourselves. But you wouldn't believe the conversations that went on. I mean, I had a project out in California, UCSD. We were building some dormitories, and I had five superintendents. Four of them were master's degrees, and one of them was a PhD. That's the people I hired. And our conversations were all over the place. And we were highly functional at functional construction, more so than the people that they characterize as drunks and druggies and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Hmm,
So
interesting.
people realize there are conversations to be had, but they're definitely not social media conversations. Okay. As far as any value to them.
I know people who were at UCSD in 1976. When were you there?
I was there in 79, 80, 81, 2, 3, 4.
Mm,
I built two or three projects there. And the student center and apartments and something else. I can't even remember. Right?
cool.
Yeah, we were having a good time. So anyway,
Well, I don't, how about this idea? Thought form can't exist without thought. Like there's thought in form and there's form in thought. And I was
yeah.
pondering that for a while.
Well, form and function. A human being, they want to define as a form, male, female, stuff. But really, we're a form that is used to express our functions, which is our thinking, feelings, all that other stuff. So everybody talks about, like, let's say going to the gym and developing up your physical body, But when you go, hey, you need to work on your functionality, you just lost everybody, right? And that's what Kundalini Yoga and martial arts, a whole bunch of stuff teaches functionality. And then the critical phase that most people never get to is the interface. How to increase the interface between form and function. So there you go. Call me.
Right? So many reasons to call Randy,
Yeah,
you know?
Ed's never called us. I'm kind of surprised about that. Z in China, I mean, I was invited to China several times to teach some of this stuff I've learned because I learned it from Chinese teachers here, and they were trying to recover that teachings and information and bring it back to China. That was back in the 90s, 80s, and 90s, I guess. And so, anyway, Premier Z, I don't know,
She,
XI. He should
she,
give me a call. Maybe I could help, right?
you
It
know,
wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to engage in a conversation.
that's all you need. Because then
Yeah.
they'll be
And
following you again.
everybody that is in the Epstein files, all I can tell you is Venezuela still has a non-extradition treaty with the United States. And there you go. So
I
see,
think
we want some
everybody's
good
partying in
advice for people.
Venezuela. That's where
Huh?
they all went. P. Diddy, Epps, they're all in Venezuela. They're not
Yeah,
with Uri
yeah,
Geller.
yeah. Let them deal with them, right? So,
Well, so there's this huge submarine, like freshwater layer they are now talking about under the Northeast has a
yeah.
huge submarine freshwater
Oh,
layer.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that's like a fire that supplies New York City.
And there's that and but they were talking about other things and they were also talking about fault lines in New York, and this is all with respect to the solar flares that are going on right now.
Oh my God.
You know, and then I don't know, there may be some weird stuff going on with the solar energy, and it's a full moon. It's just loaded this
Yeah,
week.
yeah. We
So,
we are electromagnetically entangled things. How's that?
yeah.
And the range of our entanglement has been exceeded in the last 20 or 30 years. I had a conversation about 20 years ago. I said, human, well, and I don't like the word evolution, never accounted for the increased density of electromagnetic waves that are occurred over the last 50 years. In other words, like it would take about 9 generations to come to accommodation with the increase in electromagnetic energy that has been generated in the last, especially last 30 years, with all the Wi-Fi and 5G and all this other crap. So our bodies are not designed to accommodate that. Our brain isn't, our mind isn't, our interface is definitely not. And now you're going to add in the sun and whatever hell, excuse me,
Hellfires?
whatever solar and stellar influences are at work, right? And we're just not geared for it. So if everybody went crazy or is going crazy, that would be a nominal outcome for what all's going on. And there's one company has been selling these like silver wire kind of uh, EF blocking hats, and they're
Yeah.
sold out. And I tell everybody, they were right. You should make an aluminum foil hat. Okay.
At this point, I'm amazed people aren't wearing Reynolds Wrap
Oh, yeah.
onesies.
Yeah.
Reynolds Wrap onesies. Way, we should stop talking. Maybe we should make those. Reynolds Wrap onesies. Randy and Randy. Reynolds Wrap onesie.
There you go.
I like
You
it.
know, like about 12 years ago, I built this house, and one of the things is I double layered aluminum foil on all the ceilings, the aluminum foil insulation, like aluminum foil backed. And in addition to regular insulation, 2 layers of 1 inch foam foil back the insulation. And the reason I did that because of I knew that the electromagnetic intensity was going to increase, and it has, right, from the sun.
So you're safer in your house than you are outside.
Oh yeah, no, this is much more what do you call it, blocking than being outside. I mean, it's a much calmer, more healing atmosphere. And so people talk about retrofitting their houses with bathrooms and this, that, and the other. You know, they should foil up the inside of their roofs and attics and everything. The,
Well, if I
that
ever
would,
build a house, I'll keep that in mind.
yeah,
Regular,
yeah,
and then the extra foam core with the aluminum on the back. That's a good idea.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Double layers, right? So there's a lot of things that you can do and should be doing to take care of yourself, and as opposed to sitting around going, "How many hours did I spend on the internet yesterday?"
No, your phone can tell you that.
Oh yeah,
It'll track everything. I
yeah.
know somebody who took their Apple Watch off because they didn't like being tracked and they didn't be like that. It started getting too close, encroaching.
Yeah.
Not good for you.
Like, how much do you want people to know about you? Buy an iPhone.
It's to buy an
Oh, and
iPhone.
oh,
I
that's
mean,
what I was going to say. You know, there was a certain country that placed small explosives in a bunch of phones in another country, right? Remember that?
yeah, I do.
Yeah. What makes you think every new model of iPhone, Apple, it does not have small pieces,
Detonation, right.
pieces of explosive and are electromagnetic signaling capabilities that would discombobulate you. How's that for a word?
This is why, I should probably go further than keeping my phone on do not disturb and silenced.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter because whatever's going in and out is still going in and out. I just don't know that it just
Oh,
no.
you can wrap it in aluminum foil again several times and it'll effectively cut it down a lot. Maybe not completely, but a lot. So,
I don't know that what's on the other end surveilling or whatever would like
oh, yeah,
aluminum
yeah,
foil. What if
yeah.
everybody did that? Would there be
Well,
some kind of weird would it cause some hiccup on the other end of the farming?
I don't know. The way I look at it is real simple. It's like the Epstein stuff. There's a bunch of perverts there. Guess what? There's 100 million voyeurs now looking at all of it. That's the people that are looking at it on the internet.
Look,
So
there's been
so
perverts
you
in
got the
Rome.
perverts and the voyeurs, right? And it's like, why do you even want to look at that? Why do you even care?
There's
Because
always
again,
been that though. Look at the Romans, the Greeks. They were all twisted like that. They were
yeah.
perverted.
But
You know,
but it's like unless you're going to take what we call the red road path and Native American, then it's all just noise. It's just noise. So
90% of what is out there and coming in is just noise.
yeah, one of the things about I used to teach is every information. There's all this information. We call it noise, but what we're looking for, they say a signal, but actually what we're looking for is called actionable intelligence. Is do you come across anything that causes you to move in a direction beneficial to yourself and others? And that should be the criteria for what you're reading or eating or, what kind of things you do with your body and day, because everybody is truly equal that way. You got 24 hours, right? To
Right.
do.
What are you doing with it?
Yeah, what do you do with it? What did you do with it yesterday? I always used to tell my clients, I don't want to know what you did today. I want to know what you did yesterday to help yourself. And because it's easy to look backwards and go, well, spent 10 minutes doing this or that. That's about it. All
Mm.
you got to do is write out a calendar like eight by hourly. Just write down what you did from 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, and you will shock yourself in the amount of time you didn't do anything. Okay.
some people actually need to do nothing. I know people, and my
Oh,
mom
yeah.
was one of them, who would load her day with six things, not be able to get them done, and then be stressed out all the time. And then her friends were just like, could you not if you're gonna do four things today, try doing two, and then,
I
you
won.
know,
I don't
or how
do
about one? Just do one well. And it's funny too,
well.
because my mom used to tell me, if you're gonna, and this is probably what's wrong with me, even though I think she was right on the one hand, like, be the best at what you're doing. Like, just do what you're doing and be the best at it. Not
Yeah,
right. Entangle yourself with it fully and don't, I don't know, dial it in. I guess she was not a big fan of dialing things in. A lot of people dial things in.
yeah. And there's nothing that says you can't have fun doing it.
You just have to, to control your attitude.
Yeah. Especially if you decide to attend one of our fertility rites. But anyway,
Fertility rites followed by a
yeah.
near-death experience, vacation.
Yeah, there's this guy, he talks about all the declining populations around the world. He offers no solution. And here I am offering a perfect solution to all the population issues in the
And no
world.
one's calling.
And, and nobody's calling to start establishing
You
the
know what?
international fertility rights of the world, right?
I think that they're demonstrating what your buddy Joe Dispenza always says, is people are addicted to their crazy and don't even know it, because the crazy creates chemical reaction.
Yeah,
Like, the array of thoughts creates the array of chemical reactions. So,
yeah.
I
But,
even notice myself when I talk to the dog and I'm trying to control the bird. Like today, I had a little fit because the bird wouldn't shut up and the dog kept eating the bird seed. And I got like, rah! And I thought, oh, every day you're challenged not to go there. And look at that. It's 8:30 a.m. and you went there three times. Stop it. Like, but catching yourself is rewiring.
yeah.
A lot of people don't catch themselves. But then
Well,
catching yourself and then not getting angry with yourself. Like, I catch myself and I laugh at the absurdity of it instead of getting upset that I've messed up again, which I did like even a year ago.
just remember, insanity is its own reward.
It is.
And
Hello, beautiful.
yeah, hey, why not? Yeah. It's not up to other people to decide that. It's like you can decide, right? You can choose,
Well,
right?
you can, but people are so wound into this, Jesus is gonna save me. If I this, that, then Jesus will save me, or something is going to, the savior thing. No, you need to save yours. Like, you need to take right action along with your, like, you think and you imagine, but then what are you physically doing to back up what you're,
Wow.
people love to say, I'm working on my spirituality. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, what are you doing with your physical body? Somebody told me not to to drag them into 3D. I think last week I said this, and I'm still stunned. It's like, but you've got a 3D body. So
Well,
I'm not dragging you into 3D. You have to cohabitate here, and you can
yeah,
do all the spiritual work you want, but if you're not following it up with something physical, nothing's going to happen.
that's exactly right. And and the thing to remember is there's been several thousand religions that have come and gone, and you're going to see salvation theology go away, right? There's no more Reverend Ikes. There's no more, who is that guy? Anyway, let's see, I'll block them all out. Uh, anyway, all the salvation theology will go away. It's on its way out. All the churches are losing people. And the reason is it's like the whiskey isn't working anymore was a song. The religion isn't working anymore. And so what's that mean? There will be a gap. and then the aliens will come and we'll have a new religion. So there you go.
Godzilla, where are you?
Oh, and
Oh,
by
it's
the
me.
way, there is no way that Artemis or whatever launched
Artemis?
Artemis going to the moon is like that is such a
Are you talking about the Artemis Accords?
no, the ones that they're going to send another spaceship to the moon like this Friday or next week or whatever.
Oh,
It,
well, it's funny that season 5 of For All Mankind was supposed to happen last year, right?
yeah.
But they
Well,
didn't do that. And now
well,
magically they're going to the moon this week. Guess
oh,
what?
you know, they're
Guess what?
supposed to, and they've got a launch sequence. And you look at the rocket, you look at the moon, and you look at the rocket and look at the moon and go, I don't think so. How about, I don't believe you. That's it. That's a new language for everybody out there. I don't believe you.
I just think it's funny that this series is now like paralleled with their releases with all of these moon flights.
Oh, yeah. Well, I watched the moon landing on a black and white Crosley TV when they first had
Yeah.
it. And if you watch the original footage, if you could ever find it, you would laugh your ass off, right? As that this is something that actually happened. And now they're going to do it again, only they're going to do it in 5D, right? Plus with the green screens and all the other crap they've got going now in AI. It's like, it's just a movie, folks. Get over it, right? It didn't happen. It's not going to happen. They didn't go into the moon and back, right? Lies, 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 right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, one of my little nieces, we called her Little Buffalo, by the way.
What is that crazy thumb? Do you see that thumb on the screen? What?
Huh?
Did you see that?
Yeah, what was that?
I said, yay, thumbs up or something. I don't know. And then
Something came up out of the screen.
but see, now I'm doing a thumbs up and it's not doing.
Yeah.
This
I
AI is
was-
messed up, man.
yeah. Well, anyway,
Sorry. Okay, so go ahead. Sorry.
Little
My bad.
Buffalo, one day I called her and it was a Sunday and I said, "What are you doing?" And she go, "I'm just sitting around watching TV." And I go, "Aren't you supposed to go to church this morning? Didn't your family go to church all the time?" She goes, "Yeah, they went." And I go, "Why didn't you go?" She goes, "All they ever say is he died, he died, he died. Get over it."
Oh, how old was she?
And five. And I said, "Well, there you go. There's the end of religion as you know it. And it's now going to be important that you buy into what was that guy's name? Lou Elizondo's new vision of the world and new religion because the aliens are going to come back to haunt us from the time they were a Nuki and who the hell knows what all they got in their drugs they've been doing." But anyway, you have something to look forward to because the aliens are going to come and save us all, which is a variation of salvation theology, which we know is going away. So there.
What about Randy Kramer? Did he go away? Did you make friends with him? You talking to him? What's going on?
He befriended me. I don't know what that means actually,
That
right?
means he sent you a friend request. You got to respond. You got to
Because
confirm.
the first time I met him, he was scared to death of me.
Why would he be scared of you?
Um, well, let's say I radiated a certain aura,
Frequency?
a certain extensive aura that influenced people around me to not necessarily mess with me, especially if they were not totally cognizant of the truth or value of what they were saying, which is Wilcox and what's that other idiot? Excuse me, what's his
Corey,
name?
good? Corey,
Corey
good?
and all that. Yeah, they didn't want anything to do with me after initial confrontations that occurred. How's that?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of really rational people who probably don't want anything to do with you either, you
Oh
know?
yeah. And that I understand. Okay. Because nobody likes anybody that can calibrate the truth on the fly, is what I call it. Everything you say, everything you're doing, everything you've ever done is an open book, right?
Only if you know how to read somebody's field.
Yeah. Yeah, but the CIA and all these all they want to use algorithms. They want to put you in a box and stuff. They don't have access to the field, right? It's
No,
what
neither does
AI.
AI.
Yeah, AI doesn't have access to the
It
field,
never
never
will.
to.
So, it
So,
can go scratch as far as I'm
so you're
concerned.
always dealing with a construct, not what we would call to an essence. There's no essence there.
Right. Well, and we're all essence, and we've conflated being, all essence with we're physical and there's nothing else. It's funny. I was watching because I couldn't find anything else to watch. Reruns of The West Wing, that Aaron Sorkin show from a long time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
Well, here we are, season 5, episode 10.
yeah.
And out of somebody's mouth, one of the PR, the press people walk up to CJ and say, "Is it true that the US is conducting mind experiments on the population?" And she's like, "What? Who are you?" And he said the magazine he's from, and she said, "How'd you get in here?" Like, and she shooed him away. And then
Yeah.
she walks up to Toby, the character Toby, and says, "Are we doing mind experiments?" And the guy's just like deadpan. He's like, "Yeah, well, 1957, 1956, this, that, and the other." And then, da, da, da. Then later in the episode, she walks into her office and there's this total goofball at her computer. She walks in and he looks up and goes, there's no security on here. And she said, well, she said, "You don't have any security on here." And she says, "Yeah, but I don't have any security in here either. How'd you get, like, what are you doing? Who are you?" And then he said, "Oh, I'm Dr. Milkman, and I'm the one who blah, 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 blah." She said, "You're the one. Like, you would drug people and then sexually abuse them on drugs and say that they were in a shrink's office." And he's like, "Oh, no, 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 no. I'm with DARPA. That was ARPA. There's a difference."
Yeah, yeah.
Just go,
I'm
"Oh,
an ARPA. Now I'm a DARPA.
DARPA,
Now
ARPA."
I'm going to become a BARPA. Oh, gag me with a spoon. That's what they
Right.
used to
But
say.
it's funny too because the writer of that episode is no longer with us. Um,
Yeah, that'll teach you.
right, but the story editor is, and I called the guy's manager today to find out, and I'll probably shoot him an email, and whether he responds or not is probably slim and none are the chances. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask if he remembers anything. John
yeah,
Sacred Young was the writer, and he died in 2021. Wasn't old either. He was in his 70s.
yeah. Don't
Oh
play with
well.
fire. Play with fire.
Yeah, stop writing about mind control. Yeah,
Um,
I like what's
yeah,
going to happen to the writers of that show Paradise, where they talk about the underground city that everybody builds in a hurry because there's going to be some kind of event, and you're telling me they're at 170, if not more by this time.
yeah.
And who are the chosen ones to go down there? Like,
Well,
i- if the space
it's
isn't already occupied by generations deep of people who've never seen the light of day out here.
if you don't haven't come to the conclusion that American, or no, let me back up,
Hmm.
that human consciousness is fraught with failure, right? And inconceivability, and it's paranoid to the point that it produces cults of identity, and it runs around fighting with others who have a separate cult. And if you come to that understanding, you will understand the world perfectly.
Well, you'll
And
understand football.
yeah, and realize it's your time to go form a cult, right? You shouldn't be out there all alone by yourself. And anybody that needs direction in that effort can call me. I'll be happy to get you started, right? See how easy this is? All these people are running around with no direction. I think there was a band called that. New Direction, old, what,
One
some,
Direction.
One Direction. There we go. That's a cult. Now that's a good cult name. Uh, Maybe we could revive that.
Boy
Okay.
bands. It's a cult.
Yeah. Well, One Direction will take it as a cult name, and everybody's willing to join if they'll just send 1995 to Liane and me, and we will take care of the formation and setting direction for the One Direction. How's that?
The Beatles were a boy band too, really, if you think
Just
about
think, you could abandon your religion, your politics, and everything, and just join us in One Direction.
it. If you're having your conversation with yourself, I'm having my we're having two different conversations right now. The audience must be so perplexed. You're like One
Well,
Direction, I'm all the Beatles.
and yeah, but just think of, Putin got in the game with us, or Z or somebody
I
like,
think we should start a rock band with Putin and Vladimir Zelensky. Donald can't be in it. Maybe JD Vance, but he's only going to show up and do this a couple times in
yeah,
the
oh
music
yeah,
videos. He
yeah,
can't
yeah,
sing. We're not
yeah,
allowed.
because the eyeshadow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
No, eyeliner, Randy,
Liner
eyeliner.
and Erica Vance has fallen by the wayside. I was so
Erica
irritated.
Vance, was that a slip?
No, I'm predicting the future. I'm predicting the future.
Uh-oh, maybe there'll be a double wedding with Kelsey and Taylor.
Well, and apparently Vance's wife is supposedly pregnant, so that makes the whole affair pregnant with what do they
What if
call it?
Erica is the baby daddy? What
What
if
if
it's
what if
Charlie,
what if Charlie is?
if the
Wow. Yeah,
Charlie
we
Kirk's
should, we should
baby?
write this down for Globe or National Enquirer or
I'll tell
something.
you what, there should be some DNA tests. They did that show Wife Swap. I think maybe they were
Oh my God.
what really happens
Oh,
on that show Wife Swap? Huh? 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 Huh?
why software you're being punished for your choices decide to share?
Sonny and Cher. What?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Oh, they call that an affliction in the Old Testament. Anyway, okay, no questions tonight. We're
no,
doing
I
good.
didn't find it. Well, wasn't this enough? We've been at this
Nobody called.
nonsense for an hour. Because
I'm giving a formal invitation to Vlad and to Z and to other world leaders to give us a call and see if we can't get something going, right? Because
okay.
whatever's been going ain't going the way we want it to go. How's that?
You know what? Everything's going the way I want it to over here, up to
Yeah.
and including. You see how shiny my hair is today? Did you notice
Oh,
that?
beautiful.
You know
Beautiful.
why? Thank you. Well, it's shiny because I'm hello, beautiful. But besides that, I do. I catch myself in the mirror and I say that to myself and I have a good laugh
Yeah.
every day, multiple times now. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I put a quarter cup of flax seeds in 2 cups of water and boiled it and then strained it and then let it cool off and then washed my hair. Oh, I put a mask on and then I rinsed it out and washed my hair and then I put some more in it and then I braided my hair and then I let it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
The
Looks all shiny.
flax, oh my gosh, it takes away, there's no frizzies. The frizz is gone, but it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. It's all shiny and new.
Yeah, man, flaxseed
That's
gel
a,
is
I
good.
think I think that's the intro words to a Madonna song anyway.
Inexpensive, and you can look like Andrew Bustamante
Yeah.
with
I
less,
should try that.
you know. Next, come up here to New York. We can make, I got jalapenos to make pancakes. I did. I got jalapenos and I'm gonna put them in the thing and I'm gonna make jalapeno pancakes.
Now you have to
Mine are gonna be fluffy.
cook them a little bit and
Nope.
then throw them in the batter mix or throw the batter mix in with it. And then use real maple syrup and real butter
I never
and
use,
a big glass of milk. You will be in heaven.
I
Okay.
never liked milk and maple syrup together.
Yeah. Huh? Oh no, it's just like,
I can't do maple syrup and milk together. I don't know what that's about. I never,
yeah, you can make yourself happy as long as it's whole milk or
it
milk with
is.
all the cream in it, right? And it's just
It's
amazing.
funny how you'll drink whole milk or with the cream top or whatever, but you won't touch yogurt or sour cream.
No, yogurt I
Can
can't
you
handle.
eat, do you eat cheesecake? Is that
Cheesecake is
borderline?
okay as long as they don't put sour cream in it. Uh,
You know, you do put a little tiny bit of sour cream.
oh
Like
my
three
gosh.
blocks
Or
of,
or
of
mayonnaise. No, no, can't handle
I
that.
like mayonnaise. I had a
Yeah.
ham and oh, I added a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of sugar to my bread batter. But
Oh
Joe,
yeah,
Joe,
that's good. Yeah, no, that's really good.
it's like mushy. It's crunchy on the top and then mushy and it's so
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
It's so
yeah,
good.
yeah. All those people out there trying to destroy their lives, I'm telling you, sugar is the way to go.
It is the way to go. And they're saying, you know what? I wish I'd been able to take my mom off sugar completely because they say that the dementia and the Alzheimer's, the sugar does
Yeah, but
not help it at all.
when you reach that point in life, I got news for you.
Just eat whatever the
Anything
hell
that
you
makes
want.
you happy, right? Go for it. Right. Well, you're
I
not going
kept
to be around forever
flip-flopping.
anyway. Yeah. So have some chocolate. In fact, I think I'll go have some ice cream. Okay,
You're gonna
thank
have
you.
ice cream? Well, maybe I'll go have some.
Vanilla.
I
Vanilla
know.
bean ice cream with some fresh strawberries. There
I
you
made
go.
caramel today. Like I have caramel, like, and I made
Yeah,
them into little balls, and I was gonna dip them in chocolate tomorrow, and like maybe stick a peanut in the middle or some peanut butter. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I thought maybe I could make
Hazelnut.
shortbread.
Put a pistachio in the middle of it or something.
I thought I could make little shortbread sticks and
Yeah,
then put the caramel over the shortbread stick and then dip that in chocolate, and then I'm making my own Twix.
yeah. I like it. I like it.
Okay, bye.
Bye.